So today is not a long trip, but it is also not a short trip. It's 400 kilometers, and it's going from where we landed the last time, in actually a military facility, and then going down to where we wanted to land, or the goal for the landing. We might have been able to do it if I didn't divert around the pyramids, but anyway, we didn't have the fuel, so going down there now and then continuing my say original plan. So let's get to. We have to check if the plane was. I think the plane was refilled, to be honest. But if realism is up, then probably not. Then we'll have to go and find some jerry cans, I guess. I don't know what you do. I don't think it's as I see it on Google Maps. It's for testing airplanes and airplane engines and so on. So I don't think it's a strict secret airport, but it is military, and being Egypt, it's probably not really open. Okay, so here we are. That's a little. So we have to go around, I think. Yeah, we have to go around. But I need to get all these things in sync. And just to make sure everything works. My controller has done some interesting things from time to time. And this is a short trip, so we're not going all the way to 18,000, but as you can see, we have 50% fuel. That should be enough for this trip. And then let's go to 14,000. Or maybe actually just 12,000 might be enough. Yeah, I think we will do that. And then we need to turn the airplane around, basically. Get out and fly. So here, and let's acknowledge the warning. And co-pilot looks awake and alert. So let's get up now and get going. It's a 400 kilometers, and that is 206 nautical miles to the hour. So we should be there pretty fast. Oh yeah, there's actually a side route. So I've got to cross this one, and let's see if we can do this already. I don't know. Let's see what the autopilot says when we get to the end of the runway. We should go around. Right. Yeah, we should go around as we're going south, or meant to go south. So I would like to see the trim go down actually, and I would like to see us catch the GPS one. We are on the outside of the GPS right now, as you can see on the compass rose here. So we need to go, but here the plane itself is and gear. I'm too focused on the GPS, to be honest. That's very stupid. So I'll try to trim down again. No, it doesn't want to. And we're still far to the right of the actual GPS track, so let's see if we can catch it. Not far to the right of it. We are off. Substantial margins. Actually, we may have to go all the way to this here, so this is not very accurate. This is probably more accurate, because you can see now we are getting closer very fast, so that's fine. On auto throttle, so I can throttle down until that's around here. So there's the track. You can see now FMS is blinking, so now we are close enough for the GPS to catch it. And then this is normal, that the airplane is doing some pretty weird stuff to stabilize. Now the thrust, the airplane is thrusting down, it's not me doing it. Now we are almost where we should be. Climb. Down there we see sand, I think. And the Nile over there. And the lush landscape along with the Nile. So let's hope that I don't forget to get the gear down when we arrive at our destination, because that would be very stupid. And I've done it once, crash land without the gear, and it actually went pretty well. Crash land. So now I can throttle up, because we got out of auto throttle. So get some real speed. And yeah, you can see the arrival time is really going down now. So now I am okay, content. If it slows down here, and it looks like it does. We have a 10 knots from behind us. And plenty of fuel, so that's great too. Enjoy the landscape. It's looks probably, you would say, interesting, right? See that there's usually water, because you can see where it runs, but it doesn't look like there are water. It looks like right, but that may of course be not a fatal event. Let's get outside and see how things look from here. Yeah, you can see it's like dunes, but then you have in the dunes you have like erosion created by water. Interesting. I don't know if we can still see Cairo. No. but you can see the Nile, you see the green path that the Nile is following there. We're going to the other side of so away from the Nile. You know, it looks like it's supposed to be bushes or trees or something like that. There are some, which of course would be a clear sign of some kind of but yeah, not a lot to do. It's an around the world trip, so it's pretty boring because it's from airport start onto the autopilot, land whenever we get there, and that's it. So I'm going to get some water to drink and maybe even go to the back of the airplane to leave my own water. And I'll be back before we have to land. I did once miss the landing actually, but I hope that that is not going to happen this time. But until I'm here then. So back and thinking that we might be around the time where we need to get down here. As you can see, there's some water, and we should be, we can keep it for at least 5 minutes before we start. But I thought I saw the water in the corner of my eye, and it looks like I was right, but apparently followed the water. Which is good. And yeah, we need to get down to 2,500, so that's 10,000. If we go down by 1,000, then we have 10 minutes to descend. So yeah, we could wait until say 12 minutes before landing. So another 10 minutes. That's fine. Go outside again and enjoy the view from here. Oh, that's too low. This is a nice view. That's nice. It is an interesting landscape, and I guess that it's a road down there, and then of course you can see the size of it all, considering that small, thin road. The road doesn't seem to go anywhere but there. And again, it looks like there will probably have some kind of a rainy season, or some years will rain or something. I don't know how wet it is in this part of Egypt, but obviously they have a lot of water running out to sea, and then it gets dry again. This coming up here will probably be an actual river. But all the erosion down there, it looks like it's dry right now, but probably when they are hit by heavy rain, and then all this will be some kind of flooded. I'm guessing. I have to admit, I'm guessing. I haven't got a clue about the real world thing. You live in Egypt and know, then please let me know in the comments. But that's what I'm thinking when I see this kind of landscape. Here in the simulator, at least, it looks like there might be water in that big stream there. And it's also a little bit more green here. Not a lot of water, but the water is water. and it may be from the yearly, in the good old days, before they built the asphalt dam, the Nile flooded the banks of the Nile. Of course, helped Egypt to become a rich nation, but also damaged the modern Egypt. It's not always only good that things are flooding. I know that from my time in Thailand, that if you're living in a big city like Bangkok, or even minor, smaller city like Phuket, it doesn't really have a lot of value that the city is flooding. But if you are in the countryside and you're trying to grow rice, then it's a good idea that things are flooding and they get a lot of water to plant the rice, and they need that, and the flooding gives a lot of sediment into the land, and that is everything is not only bad, and everything is not only good. Flooding in a city, you generally want to avoid that. So there we are, enjoying the landscape. So let's get in again. We are still some miles out. 8 miles. Easily stay for a little longer. I wasn't actually expecting it to be a full hour, but there you go. We may get a low on fuel warning before we land, but it's not because we are low on fuel, but we may get down around 20%, I think. We are doing roughly 10 miles. Maybe a little less, as we are not very high, so the atmosphere is still pretty thick here. If we had gone to 18,000 or above, then we would probably not have to make this much fuel. I'm not sure how a professional pilot would have done this trip, but probably a bit somewhat higher. Is that one in the background there? Yeah, it could be. It could be this. Could be here, and it could be this. Leaning mostly to this. But it's not our airport. We still have roughly around 79. Oh no, 61. So we should actually get down there now. So let's take a vertical and like to see what I'm doing. So vertical speed and then I don't see it moving at all. Oh no, yeah. Sorry, I don't know why I'm not supposed to get down to 2000. Otherwise, oops, 2000 there. Otherwise it don't know what I'm trying to do. And then if you go to 1,300 as I chose to wait a little longer. Yeah, well, kind of thinking there was an alleged young woman in the chat saying that she broke her headset during a naughty chat. But if I just answer her in chat here, then we could have all kind of fun stuff. And I'm not really into that. I have the co-pilot and I love her. That's what I'm going to stay with. So anyone who suggests mouse and chat, go somewhere else. Because I'm not here for that. It's nice that you follow me on the channel, at least until Twitch deletes your account. It will look like I have followed. So that's fine. I have not a problem with that. So follow me, but don't expect me to respond before after I delete it. I thought Twitch was streaming. You could probably stream naughty chats too. which is not good because I also thought that Twitch were more for kids, as Twitch is the preferred streaming platform for Microsoft for some reason. I don't know why they don't use maybe YouTube doesn't want Xbox. Because on the Xbox, the only possibility you have to stream is streaming. That's for live stream, because of course then I can export my live stream finish here, but I'll export my live stream to YouTube, and then if you are on YouTube, then you will see this on YouTube when I upload. But the live stream and the YouTube feed are in no way in sync. If you see this on YouTube, it's a long time ago since I recorded it live. That's the downside of not being able to live stream on YouTube. Because I'm not editing anything. When I finish here on Twitch, then I press the export to YouTube and edit the text on when it gets to YouTube, but I don't edit anything with the video. The co-pilot is creating all the shorts, and you may have come to this video from the shorts. And she is of course editing to make the short video fit the format. Now I'm a little bit. Is that our airport coming up there? No, I don't. Not yet. So interesting to see actually that there apparently are airports all over the place. Then again, it makes a lot of sense if it's military, because after all this coastline is border country in the way that it's it has open water. So it makes a lot of sense to put a lot of military coastline, but it does seem like there could be a city. Well, I don't want to hear the 500 right now. So we came to just about the way down, which is good in the way that I can get outside to see how much air we have under there. That's fine, isn't it? But as I say, I wouldn't want to hear the voice going 500 feet above. I guess what they call airport is that place there. This looks a lot like an airport. Could be fishermen standing there. It looks like that could be a good business in that area. So now the auto throttle apparently is set here. That slow. It's okay to slow down because we will be landing. Oh, we will be landing actually right there. So yeah, maybe the airplane actually was right. Don't argue with the airplane. Getting to the downwind. This is at least a very visible airport. It's fine. Get a little bit further down. would follow. Doesn't look like that, so but it should have turned here, right? So let's get rid of the autopilot. Say thank you for your surface, but we'll take over from here.
Pull up, 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 pull up.
Look like this is newly paved or something. So, where do we go from? Probably this way. Then again, I might be wrong. there's an airplane there. So maybe this is okay. If he is turning against us, then it's not okay. Now it looks like we have some. The control tower over there. So let's see where this takes us. This is a runway, so we have to cross. Oh, wow. That looks crazy. That looked absolutely crazy. So here it looks like we have a lot of parking space and a lot of airplanes. So let's see if they have somewhere that looks like they are expecting us. We follow that little truck there. Could that be one of those follow me trucks? Or what? Yeah, it could be. We just need to continue. Does it say follow me? No, it doesn't say anything. Let's get over here. I think we can park here, right? Let's say this is our special place. That's it. Here we are, and that was another lake in there around the world. It wasn't a beautiful landing, that's for sure. Nobody will ever say that was a beautiful landing, because it wasn't. That was an ugly landing. But we are here and we didn't die, and I'm sure that we wouldn't die even if it was in real. We would probably need to have some maintenance done. I could believe that, to be honest. Let's see, maybe the mouse is better. So here we are, and it looks fine. We survived and ready for new adventures in, I don't know, a week or so, probably. Need to have the time to do it too. But until then, if you like these trips around the world, we have gone from Landskrona and all the way down Eastern Europe and to Cyprus, from Cyprus to Egypt, and now from Egypt to Egypt. It was a shorter trip, this one, because it was only, in quotation, 1 hour. The next one will be long because I think we will actually cross all over on the other side of Saudi Arabia. So not staying on this side of Saudi Arabia. We will be fueling a lot when we get out from this airport, that's for sure, and then get all across Saudi Arabia if there's enough fuel to do that. Otherwise, I will try to find an airport as close to crossing Saudi Arabia as possible. Otherwise, it will be a very short trip if I cannot find that, because then it will just be across the bay here and to somewhere where there's an airport on the west side of Saudi Arabia, and then cross over. But let's see. I'm optimistic, let's say like that. So anyway, enjoy your day or evening or whatever it is, and if you think it's fun to follow my journey around the world, then please consider to subscribe. Then you will know the next time that the next trip I'll take, which will be number 8 in the series around the world, and it will end up being probably around 50 clips. So it's a long trip to get around the world. I have seen realized that. So yeah, it's going to be a long trip. Have a nice day, evening, morning, night. Enjoy.